Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of the Pondcast. My name is Draco, and joining us once again today is Cayla.
Hello.
Chase.
Guten Tag.
And Guren.
Hey.
And today we're bringing you a battle at the pond from the deep end, Quaxly. For what we know of it, is the duckling Pokemon with the ability Torrent, and is a pure water type. Outside of that, we don't really have any information at the time of recording. And so we've come together today to kind of give our speculations about what abilities it may have, what kind of moves it would have, and what our thoughts are overall in general about the potential of this Pokemon. So to start off, Cayla, why don't you give us your perspective and see what we could expect from this little duck?
So in terms of abilities, I think that its hidden ability is probably going to be something kind of like Iron Fist or Strong Jaw, but for kicking moves. So like a boost to kicking moves that's either like 20% or 50%. I'm hoping it's like the higher numbers so that it can because it's a starter, I feel like it should have like a good ability. So I think that probably it makes sense to give it a lot of kicking moves that'll give it some coverage and also stab. So I think it's probably going to have a signature water kicking move. And it says that it kicks its opponents repeatedly. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a multi-hit water kicking move. I think it'll also make sense to have it have a bunch of fighting kicking moves. There are a ton of them, so I'm not sure which one will be best or if it'll get its own, And then in terms of coverage, I think it would be hilarious if it got Blaze Kick, but I don't think that's very likely. Because can you imagine its foot just lights on fire? It's this water type. That would be really funny. But I think it's more likely that it's going to get Triple Axle because that's a 3-hit ice type kicking move. So that would make a lot of sense for it to get that. And then in terms of more defensive moves, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets something that has to do with that gel that it talks about in its entry, because it seems like that repels different things that it doesn't like, so maybe that's more of a defensive move that it gets. In terms of things I'm thinking about for it, I'm wondering if it's going to be a Pokemon that it will make sense to have Choice Band or Choice Scarf on, because I don't think it's going to have a lot of defensive moves. I think it's going to have a lot of different attacking moves, so picking one and going with it might be the method with this Pokemon, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I like that. I didn't even think about Triple Axle at all. I totally forgot about that move. Oh damn.
Well, it's a new move, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, no, that's solid. That's actually, I wasn't too far off from you as well, but that is really solid. There were a couple of things in there that I wasn't expecting.
I do like the whole Blaze Kick thing though. I think that would actually be really funny.
I was just thinking it's gonna need coverage from grass types, so either an ice move or a fire move, and I was oh, there are some kicking ones like that.
Yeah, I really like the idea of a foot version of Strong Jaw. So yeah, I can get behind that 100%. I think it's something it's an ability that is needed, and I think it would do well if Quacks or one of its Evos.
Just putting it out there, if it, let's say if it's maybe it's not a move, but that turned into a hidden ability kind of thing too. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Definitely gave me a couple of things to think about. You always do that too, by the way. You come up with these great ideas, and I'm I didn't think about that. Now I've got to go back and think about it some more.
I always try to read between the lines because I feel like Pokemon gives us hints at things without directly saying them all the time.
So I really do think I think it's pretty agreed upon too, especially if the typing by the end of its evolution line is what it is, or is what it's going to be. You can definitely see it being straight up physical attacker. Will it be fast? Will it just hit hard? I have no clue. I feel Pokemon will have a way to kind of balance it out maybe, so it'll probably be it won't be too fast or hit too hard, but it'll be, it'll have a good job at doing both. I still like Kayla's idea about it having Blaze Kick because of how people expected, thinking that Quaxly might turn into some kind of Sailor Duck kind of thing. That kind of gives me some One Piece vibes a little bit, and Sanji in particular, because he does have that Diablo Jumbo skill or something, right? Where his foot catches on fire too for his attack. So I was you know what? That could happen. That could happen. Let's have Quaxly have Blaze Kick, because that could definitely work. Thinking about it now, about that gel idea that Cayla also brought up, how I mentioned it might be a hidden ability thing. Maybe I'll have something where the opponent uses a move that makes physical contact. I don't know, maybe it'll give some kind of debuff to the opponent. Maybe. I mean, that might be kind of broken-ish, but never know. Could work. I feel like maybe Quaxly will just have like a very low special attack. Like maybe that might be its lowest stat too, like out of all of its stats. That I hope he does get or he continues to have a wonderful head of hair.
God, third evolution, it's bald.
No! My Fabio duck, no, please.
Just
Thoughts,
wears
guys?
a toupee instead.
I agree that special attack is probably going to be his lowest. I definitely think he's an attacker.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. I
it's-
definitely think gonna dominate in physical attack.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of special moves that would work with what we have been given the information wise, and them and Pokemon Company just magically creating a whole slew of moves just for one Pokemon. I don't see. So yeah, definitely, I'm on the physical side. Although I do like your idea for an ability. I think that's also a really good one.
I just couldn't think of like what kind of debuff like it might give off. Like I was thinking maybe lower speed, but I feel like that might be too much.
So maybe accuracy, because if you think about it, if it's a gel that's slick, instead of being able to, like, the only thing that would allow you to connect would be accuracy. So kind of like, oh, I'm now covered in this gel and I'm sliding. I can't stand up, I can't hit you without slipping. So an accuracy check would probably be the closest thing if that's the case.
Okay.
What's interesting is the website says that the slicky gel, like, it repels water and grime. So at first I was like, oh, maybe it has some sort of like poison resist, but you know, if it gets fighting type, I don't know how useful that would be.
Yeah, so funny enough, the hidden ability that I thought up for Quaxly actually on Guren. I came up with an ability, obviously it'd be difficult, that'll maybe be called something like Oil Slick, referencing that oil gel and also slick back head, and it would actually reduce physical damage to Quaxly and its Evo take, while also having a slight chance to boost. Thinking about it now, accuracy would have probably been better, but my initial thought evasion. Because obviously the slippery the opponent is, the harder it'll be for them to hit you, so it'll be easier for you to evade them.
Actually, either way works. I like where that went. It's a bit weighty, but I actually like where that went.
I mean, yeah, it could definitely be very OP, but
Just getting those minimize, like post trauma minimize.
Oh no, insta ban.
Nope. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be really cool. It could be really scary, like not being able to hit it. Oh no. Especially if it has high attack. Like, it'll just be demolishing if that's the case, you know?
Definitely. For me, I kind of went the same route you went, Cayla, which was an ability similar to Strong Jaw, but for kicks, or Iron Fist, actually, was just the direction I went. So instead of like Iron Fist, it would be like Iron Leg. And it would boost all kicking, since you've got moves like Stomp, Double Kick, Rolling Kick, Mega Kick, which I think actually is a special attack. I also thought about Blaze Kick and something like Hydro Kick instead, to give it a water derivative, which wouldn't be outside the possibilities. I did not think about Triple Axle though, and that would be a move that would be up a tally. And as far as other moves, I kind of have a feeling that maybe Acid Armor might be in the move pool for this to boost its evasion, following that whole gel that we've been bouncing back and forth. Like, Acid Armor should probably help with that as well. So it's kind of where my head went, but I definitely see this one as being a strong physical as well.
Yeah, acid armor makes a lot of sense.
Wasn't there another like gunk move that some of the poison types get? Like, it didn't poison a Pokemon. It just kind of did weird stuff.
We're not talking about Gunk Shot, right?
No. I was thinking of something. I feel like there was something that.
I mean, there's Baneful Bunker, but I don't think it'll be that. Not again, no.
No, I think it had to do with what was it? Galarian Wheezing. Although I could see Sludge Bomb on this thing for some reason.
Is Sludge Bomb special though?
Honestly,
I think it is.
Yeah, they both are. Gunk Shot then would be the physical equivalent for that. Which then I could see that happening.
I just want to say, having that Baneful Bunker, like as a skill or as a move for Quaxly, but like I guess its own rendition, that would be kind of cool. Like maybe it'll just be like a counter kind of thing, right? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do some damage and yeah.
You know what I could see for the animation for its kicking move? Because it's kind of like a sailor, and you know how like some of like old boats would have that almost like wheel that would move them through the water? I could see it moving in some sort of like wheel like that, you know?
Well, I originally thought that Quaxly was going to be based off the Savat fighting style, which was developed for sailors, and the French Navy was using it. So like because I found a lot of connection to France. So that's kind of where I was leading to. So like, ooh, it uses its feet for dancing because it's a mating ritual thing. And the sailors also used that particular fighting style, which incorporates mainly your feet. It doesn't really use a lot of hand attacks. So that's kind of where I was leaning towards when I was first coming up with ideas with this for Quaxly.
It'd be really cool.
I just thought of something. If Quaxly does end up becoming like pretty decently fast and have like a really good attack stat, flip turn Quaxly.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
actually, that's a good one.
And flip turn makes a lot of sense too, because that is something that you do with your feet too. You kick off, you know, and then you go out.
I didn't even think about that one.
And I wasn't thinking about that either. But so that's actually a good.
That was a good one. That was a really good one. I was like, what? Flip turn, yeah, duh. It was on actually melodic too.
I was gonna say, I do think conceptually, Quaxly was a lot easier to think of an ability and moves for than Sprigatito was.
Not wrong.
That's true.
Do you think Quaxly is probably going to be the most straightforward starter? So for people who are like new to Pokemon, it probably makes sense for them to pick Quaxly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could probably see
Them
it.
and
And then Guren.
I mean, I'm
Man
thinking
loves his
Quaxly regardless. Yeah, I'm thinking Quaxly regardless. It's like it's a water type. I am a water starter, like supremacist, so to say, and that's what I'm going for. I'm just always gonna start with the water type, just how it is. Plus, it makes my life easier. It's like, oh yeah, you know, just start with the water type. That's it. It's all 9 generations. Let's go.
It's just because you're surrounded by water at all times.
That too. One could say it could almost be drowning in it.
And with that, everyone, what are your thoughts? Let us know what you think Quaxly might have as far as an ability. What kind of moves do you think you'll see it have in the future? Let us know down below. Also, please be sure to like, share, subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. I also want to thank Cayla for joining us today, and I'll have the link posted directly below. And as always, have an awesome day. Bye.
Shoot.
Otto.
Bye.